Hey, with Elon Musk. So Elon Musk made big waves recently with getting on Twitter with Bitcoin, with Dogecoin, and then Tesla buying $1.5 billion of Bitcoin on their balance sheet. What are your thoughts on this? I mean, do you agree with Elon Musk's move here to go into Bitcoin? What are your thoughts on his tweets on Dogecoin? I
Ah,
mean, it seems like he's propping this up, but does it even have anything of value, this
no,
coin?
he's trolling the Securities Exchange Commission. This is what you do when you're the world's richest man and you're a bit eccentric and you've become Howard Hughes. Basically, they took a position in Bitcoin. They couldn't go around and be like, "Yay, Bitcoin! Bitcoin's great," because maybe that's market manipulation, right? But if you say, "Hey, buy Dogecoin," which they don't hold and they have nothing to do with, how do you get Dogecoin? You buy some Bitcoin to buy your Dogecoin. So it actually manipulates the Bitcoin market by manipulating the Dogecoin market, especially for newcomers into the ecosystem. And when they get tired of Dogecoin, what do they sell it into? Bitcoin. They become Bitcoin holders. So, if you're cynical, it was a very clever way to boost a thing that he already holds. But on the other hand, maybe he was just trying to prove a point that these markets are very malleable. Who knows? He's a weird guy in that respect, and he's a true genius. And they look at the world fundamentally differently than most people do. And
Mhm.
discerning their motives is kind of like, finding what's funny to Charlie Chaplin. It'll be weird and surprising to you, and you're not funny at all, but somehow to him it's the funniest joke in the world. So I have no idea. On the other hand, I think what he did do is convince Larry Ellison and a lot of these other guys to start taking Bitcoin into the treasuries of their companies. And Bitcoin is the gateway drug. It's the socially acceptable way. It's almost like the Catholic Church runs everything. So how do you find a way to be an atheist? So you become a church philosopher, and then you could talk about the nature of God, and then you're allowed to write arguments against the nature of God, but you're not an atheist, right? You're just talking around so you can come to the inevitable conclusion that God exists. So similarly, how do you get away from the dollar as a US Fortune 500 company? Well, you buy some Bitcoin, but you're not getting away from the dollar. You're just diversifying your treasury, this type of a deal. So I think that's what we see happening. And it's a super bullish thing for our industry because the Treasury Department will not be able to regulate cryptocurrencies with a heavy hand because anything they do to any of the cryptocurrencies will also impact Bitcoin. And if
Mhm.
the Fortune 500s hold it, they own the government. They're just going to say no. And the government will say, okay, we tried.